Hi folks, I'm Euge Valovirta, and on this one I will compare the 50 watt EVH 5153 EL34 into Marshall JCM2000 triple super lead 100. Okay, the song you heard I wrote specifically for this video, and the gear I used and I will use is my Tokai Les Paul, which I just burned and relicked, with EMG 8185 pickups. Then into my pedal board, where I used Bass SD1 on the song, on both channels, and I used the rhythm channel, or the channel 2 and the crunch channel on both amps, and boosted with Bass SD1, and after the SD I have the ISP decimator noise reduction pedal, just to get rid of the hiss. Then the signal goes to KHE Audio Electronics amp switcher, then into both of these amps, back to KHE, and then out from KHE into Saint Rock React IR reactive load / load box attenuator, where I have my signature IR called Valovirta from Jens Bokren's Lean and Clean pack. Okay, so it sounds like this. So this is the GSL crunch channel boosted with SD. As you hear, they're very similar. The GSL have the typical Marshall upper mid-range that, you know, that cuts through the mid, which I love. The EVH has a little bit of that too, not as much, and it has a tiny amount of like low mids, I would say. Check it out, like the 5150. Really close. Both have EL34 power amp tubes. This has JJs. I have a Svetlanas on this one, if I remember correct, or JJs. I can't remember. There's Svetlanas. But preamp tubes on this one are JJs, and I believe on this one too. I haven't opened it because this is mine. Thanks MusiX, Swiss great company, for borrowing me this amp, so I haven't opened it because the tubes are inside those metal chassis. So, but I think they are JJs, so very similar tubes. And this is a 50 watt, this is 100 watt. These are basically, this is as loud as the 100 watt, so these are really loud amps. These aren't these EVH 50 watt series amps, they're not your bedroom amps, unless you have an attenuator, which you can control. So the cab is now muted because I'm recording this to Cubase, and what I have there is just a tiny amount of room reverb, so that the sound will be as close as possible to you than it is to me here, because I'm monitoring myself via my Genelec studio monitors. Okay, then, well, yeah, pretty much the same sound. Then the lead channels, let's switch into that. So lead here, first the TSL. Again, quite close, but again, this has that upper mid-range chime. This is like a little bit duller sounding, even though I have pretty much the presence cranked and lots of mids, but then if I turn it too much, then it become fizzy. So I couldn't get the Marshall sound out of this, because this isn't the Marshall, but this is. Okay, so yeah, now let's check out both channels without the bus SD1. I love to use that because it just tightens everything and compresses the sound nicely, cuts the lows nicely, and then I'm able to use, like let's say this channel now with the SD. When I kick the SD off, it's kind of like my, mild overdriven sound. So first with the SD. That's how I do it. But anyway, so let me now switch the SD off on both amps, because I have the looper here. Like that. So now they're both, nothing is on. Directly sound goes basically into the amp from the guitar. So it's really close, but again Marshall has the nice. And yeah, the guitar is in standard C sharp tuning. Okay, then let's check out the lead channel. So the way I dial it, not that much gain on both, so then it cleans up nicely. It's really close. This crunch channel and the second channel of the EVH, it's basically the same. Okay, then, yeah, lead channel without anything, so. The gain is line 1. And then, oh, that was actually this one. Yeah, I'm confused because they're so close. This is the gain it's around noon, and now the 5150. Yeah. Okay, then clean channel on both. And first without anything, and then I will add a chorus. So now the TSL neck pickup. Okay, then the 5150. It's so close. Okay, then chorus on both, like that. So TSL, let's use the both pickups. It's pretty much the same. I mean, the settings are what they are. I could dial probably them exactly like the same. So, conclusion. Awesome amps. British style, that tight, little bit upper mid focused classic overdriven sound. And the crunch channel on this one and the second channel on this one are my favorite channels. Like for general, you know, just one good sound. Cleans up pretty well when you roll down the volume. And then if I want some more, I'll just add an overdrive, Boss ST1 in this case. Fantastic. The lead channel on this one, it was a little bit like darker, maybe kind of like, almost like if there will be something in front of the cabinet, but really tiny amount. They were too quite close. So they're like more gain, a bit more modern sounding on both amps, the channel 3. And the clean channel, it's pretty much the same on both. Awesome clean channel. This is my favorite clean sound. I've used this on, for example, for my forthcoming solo albums. The clean guitars are with this. It's really cool, especially with the chorus. So this TSL is, for some reason, I've never understood why, very underrated amp, and I've seen comments that people don't like this. I mean, everything is a matter of personal preferences, but in my opinion, this is just a fantastic 3-channel amp. Like, I mean, you heard it. It's great. You can get these, I don't know, 500, 600. I know that there were, on the first batch, they released, whenever it was, it has some chassis problems and stuff. Mine had a little bit ground problems on the output, but that was easily fixed by a qualified amp tech. After that, I haven't had any problems. And this has a reverb, which on this amp, it isn't working. I actually just realized that because I don't usually use reverb, so I've never actually tried to use it, but I was like, okay, it isn't working. I think there's just some cables are, you know, disconnected or whatever, but I don't really use reverb. Anyways, this has a series and parallel effect loops, and separate loops for clean and overdriven channels. And because of the parallel loop, it has an effect mix. This is just one basic series effect loop. The resonance knob is back where you can add the low end thumb. I had it around 2 o'clock. This has the resonance, it's just on or off, the deep switch. So it's like preset it, and then you just dial the amount of, but these on 2 and this like engage, I felt the response was pretty much the same. So it's just a matter of personal preferences. People have asked me, because I've done demos of these EVH, the Stealth and this one, which one is my favorite. This one is my favorite of those, but this one still kicks the 5150 series amps arse. Because I love Marshall sound, that upper mids, and no one does British Marshall sound better than Marshall. Hey, hopefully this was interesting and informative, and if you like this, please, like and hit the subscribe button and so on. Until next time, take care. See ya!